Tonight's broadcast is about to begin. Thank you for joining us on Cedar Creek Media.
This is J.D. Bird. You are listening to Mabank Sports here on Cedar Creek Media.
It's showtime!
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to a new medium, YouTube. We have made it. This is Taylor Honey.
And this is J.D. Bird.
We are Cedar Creek Media, and like I said, we've got a new home. The Mabank Panthers have a new home, and it is YouTube. So hello everybody for the first time. Well, I shouldn't say for the first time. This isn't the first time the Mabank Panthers have been on YouTube, but of course, there was a certain global thing going on last time that we are not going to mention here by name, but it was kind of a different time. But now this is going to be a new venture. We're going to be bringing you live sports here on YouTube much of the year, or a bunch of the events. Making sure, concurring over here with the officials, make sure our table's not in the way. We've actually, that's another thing, JD, is we've got to move tables. Now we're right here in the thick of the action. We've got a new camera system that we're working with. And we're really excited about it, you know. And JD, I just told you a minute ago how excited I was about getting together that scoreboard and everything. As I look here, there's actually an integrated scoreboard on the side as well, so we don't even have to worry about putting up a score. So that makes life even that much easier.
So much easier.
Well, they are getting ready for the starting announcements here.
I believe first they're going to have the
national anthem. So I believe we can bring you that audio. So let's try it here. All right, so as we said, new venture here. So again, I know there may be one or two little things here or there that don't sound perfect tonight. I could see that national anthem looked like it was a little low. But, you know, we're getting things together. We're figuring them out. And with any new medium, there's a bit of a learning curve. But the good thing about it is that either way, you are going to be able to watch your Mabank Lady Panthers and Mabank Panthers sports. Not only here this volleyball game tonight, we'll also be switching over, going over to the football game here in just a bit. And then also throughout the season and the basketball season, baseball, softball season. So this will be the new home of Mabank Panther Athletics, is right here on this YouTube page. There is a potential that we may be switching pages next week. Just one more thing to keep in mind. But either way, it will be on YouTube. It will be available more freely to you, and it will be easier access. All right, well, they are announcing the starters here tonight. Let's see. So, of course, number 1, Madison Roberts. Number 2, Callie Smith. Okay, excuse me. Maybe I heard starters, and it's not quite the starters. They're announcing the whole team. So we'll go ahead and announce all the teams for you as well. So number 1, Madison Roberts. Number 2, Callie Smith. Number 3, Kendall Woods. Number 4, Lindsay Cope. Number 5, Jewel Hager. Number 6, Alexis Hall. Number 7, Avery Hudson. Number 8, Kai Hudson. Number 10, Kylan Wilkinson. Number 11, Grace Kilgore. Number 14, Journey Jakeway. And number 15, Callie Davis. Let's see, and then over on the Canton side, number 1, JD Jones. Number 2, Peyton Goodson. Number 3, Jayden Huff. Number 4, Riley Busby. Number 6, Theron Strickland. Number 7, Mallory Alexander. Number 8, Lily Reese. Number 9, Addison Alexander. Number 11, Kylie Curry. Number 12, Addison Capps. Number 13, Kate McClendon. Number 14, Allison Rickman. And number 15, Kaylee Rogers. All right, well, the teams are getting ready for the handshake. Matter of fact, they're already doing it as I look up. JD, we've got an exciting and action-packed night in front of us. Of course, it is Homecoming 2024, and it was a good idea by Mabank to actually schedule not to schedule two different teams, but to schedule one team for both the volleyball and football team to play tonight. Both are going to be playing the Canton Eagles, and we get volleyball action first. Now, what I can tell you about this Canton team is they are a dangerous team. This is a very, very good team. Mabank, again, under head coach Brittany Martin, has shown superior improvement this year. Have been getting better and better and better each game, each day, inch by inch by inch. But they have definitely got a big contender to deal with here tonight on Homecoming.
Yeah, it's I'm sure they're not trying to look at it as that. I'm sure they're trying to look at it as, hey, we got yet another opponent who's coming into the house. Let's do what we got to do to protect our home turf.
And that's what Homecoming's about. It's about showing what you can do, what you're there for. You're showing out for not only your team and your student body and everything, but all the alumni, the former teachers, the people that just lived around town that supported your team. It's a chance for everybody to come back, see what you've done, see what you're growing. And I really think the Mabank community is going to be pleasantly surprised and pleasantly pleased. That's the word I was trying to get out the first time. They're going to be pleasantly pleased with what they see from this Mabank Lady Panther volleyball team.
I have to agree. We've already been able to watch a couple of games for them, and, man, they are – even when the odds are stacked against them, they find a way to come back and make things competitive. And a lot of the games we've watched have come down to fifth sets. They've forced a lot of fifth sets. They've gotten in close with them in the fourth sets. It's never like they're completely out at any time.
Yes, sir. We'll tell you what, let's go ahead and since that is there, let's go ahead and get rid of this fella right here for you folks. A little cleaner screen. There we go. All right, well, Canton is going to start off with the first point of the night here, and they're going to –
Now, Mabank did just start. Madison Roberts was up at the service line. Her serve went a little long on that one, so
yes, sir.
Quick point for Canton.
So Canton gets that first point, and it is going to be number 7, Mallory Alexander, back to serve here for Canton. Ball is over, going to be a bump, set, powerful spike, dug out here. Back and forth, little touch shot for Canton. Ooh, mishit, but ends up working out. Believe that was Cope, different angle. So, hey, at least my eyesight may be a little bit better at this different angle, JD. Lindsay Cope hit it a little awkward, but it works out in the end. I think they were ready for the pepper and ended up getting the gravy. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean there.
I believe I've heard that before. It just kind of came rolling out.
That was I don't know if I've heard that one.
So Cope goes to the service line. Canton got to get it across. And Mabank now with the kill chance. Going to be blocked. I believe that was number 14 there, Allison Rickman with the block. Gives Canton the 2-1 lead. See, the scoreboard is a little bit blocked up, so I believe it is legible. So now on to the service line. This is going to be number 8, Lily Reese. Wilkinson digs it out, sets up a kill shot. Believe is going to be tipped. It was. Couldn't quite see. I want to say that was number 8, Kai Hudson there.
And
on
it
the
was,
kill.
yes.
Okay. Well, I just saw the steam coming off of it, and I assumed, you know.
It's a lot of power behind those Kai Hudson kills, that's for sure.
And she's going to go right to the service line here. Canton, little double set. Mabank has to reposition, but gets it. Going to go across the line, going to be out. It was a good thought there by Smith, but just a little too much on it. Ends up flying out of bounds. Canton now with the 3-2 advantage. And this is going to be libero number 2, Peyton Goodson, going back to do the serving for Canton. So nicely done there. Woods hit it right where she wanted it to go. Canton unable to send it back. Kind of tiptoes off the fingertips there of a Lady Eagle.
And right here early, exactly what I was talking about. Close games. Let's see if they can keep it up.
You definitely called it, JD. So Canton bouncing it around a little bit. Jakeway sets up for a set. Mabank kill, dug out. Canton kill, dug out, right back on the other side. Gonna have to get it over on this bump. They do, and misplayed there. That is number 1, Jones. Couldn't get a solid hit on the ball. And Mabank has got their first lead of the first set here tonight, JD. Ken digs out the serve. Kill opportunity flies out of bounds. So that is junior Riley Busby trying to get Canton back on track. Cannot do it. And this is Jakeway again at the service line. Set was a little off, but good job there by the hitter to be able to get it across. But Mabank gets it returned on one touch, and then it is a net violation on Jaden Huff for Canton. And Canton going to take their first time out. So 7-3, Mabank on a roll here. It started off a little bit slow, but we've seen them turn on the gas pretty quickly, but it seems like they're turning on the gas extra early tonight, JD.
Yeah, they really are. It's, usually they are not the first team from what we have seen to really get on that kind of a run. Right here, as soon as they got Jakeway back there on the line, it's been 3 points, one after another. So, got themselves a lead here, forced a timeout from Canton, get to talk things over freely. They're back out there now. See if they can keep it rolling.
Yeah, and Canton definitely came in a little confident into this game, JD. They have won their last 2 contests, 3-0, coming over Brownsboro.
This might be the most unique high school setting for a football game in the entire country. Let's travel 320 miles to the Arctic Circle to Ukavik, Alaska. There you'll find Barrow High School, the home of the Whalers. The northmost high school in America plays on a football field that's blue on a thin strip of land right next to the Arctic Ocean. Throughout the season, temperatures range from the mid-30s to well below 0 degrees due to wind chill from the ocean. And yes, a polar bear may show up here and there, in case you were wondering. The sun sets in mid-November and isn't out much until late January. So the Whalers high school football season runs from mid-August to early October, with playoffs concluding in mid-October. Barrow currently has 39 players listed on their 2024 roster, according to Max Preps, and they compete in the Mid-Alaska Conference against 5 other teams. So is this the most unique high school setting for a football game that you've ever seen?
Just kind of sailed off. Be able to get that hand a little more on top of the ball to get that thing going into the...
With Reliance Flex electricity plan, get ready to enjoy summer in a big way.
Just thinking into the dirt. I'm like, that's not right. We're not outside.
And you get $200 in bonus to handle. Reliance, official energy
There was going to
provider
be
for
dirt
Dallas
anywhere in
Cowboys.
this building. That's where it would be. All right, so Canton back to serve with a jump serve here. Popped up. Now here's an opportunity for Cove. And it's in. That was perfect. Plenty of mustard right where there were no eaglettes. Couldn't do it much better than that, JD.
Yep, there was Callie Smith, who we just talked about. Need to get the hand a little bit more on top of it. Right there she did. Trying to learn the kill. now she's headed back to service.
Yes, she is. You know, Mabank trying to get even up here on their last 4 games. They won against Athens in the first district contest. It fell on Tuesday against Van. So before that, it fell against Ferris. That's hard to say quickly. Felon against Ferris.
Falling against Ferris.
There you go. Yeah. You see, I'm still not even saying it right. All right, so back to the line here is Smith. Eaglettes bouncing around, gonna have to return deep back. Mabank able to get a hand on it. That was Henderson. Now Smith has to send across from deep himself. A little miscommunication there by the Eaglettes. Kill shot for Woods. I believe it was into the net and blocked at the same time. I think official was kind of contemplating whether it was a net ball or violation, but then, realizing that the ball was hitting the net anyway. But either way, Franks can't within 4 points here, 10-6.
This might be the most unique high school setting for a football game in the entire country. Let's travel 320 miles to the Arctic Circle to Ukavik, Alaska. There you'll find Barrow High School, the home of the Whalers. The northmost high school in America plays on a football field that's blue on a thin strip of land right next to the Arctic Ocean. Throughout the season, temperatures range from the mid-30s to well below 0 degrees due to wind chill from the ocean. And yes, a polar bear may show up here and there, in case you were wondering. The sun sets in mid-November and isn't out much until late January. So the Whalers high school football season runs from mid-August to early October, with playoffs concluding in mid-October. Barrow currently has 39 players listed on the 2024 roster, according to Max Preps, and they compete in the Mid-Alaska Conference against 5 other teams. So is this the most unique high school setting for a football game that you've ever seen?
Couple of Eaglettes going for the same ball.
Prime Day Deal Days is coming October 8th and 9th with exclusive savings just for Prime members. You'll feel like a big deal. Shop deals on electronics, fashion, and more this Prime Day Deal Days, October 8th and 9th.
Really kind of
26 receptions for 396 yards and 6 touchdowns in one game. This is such an insane stat line that it gave us absolutely no choice but to name Canton Catholic's Hayden Clare as our stat freak of the week. This performance was historic, not only where it took place in the state of Indiana, but nationally as well. Clare's 26 receptions broke the state record for most catches in a single game, which was previously 22. His 26 receptions also put him in a tie for 6th place in the Max Preps National High School Football Record Book for catches in a single game. Unfortunately for Clare and Canton Catholic, this effort came in a 69-62 loss to Brebeuf Jesuit Prep. One thing is for sure though, if you like offense, this was the game for you.
There was not a ton of movement in this week's Max Preps Top 25. The top 16 stayed the same. Carrollton moved up 2 spots to number 7 after a dominant 45-16 win over a previously undefeated Gainesville squad. 5-star USC commit Julian Lewis completed 15 of 19 passes for 184 yards and 2 touchdowns. As the Trojans improved to 5-0. Dugganville stayed at number 4 after a 28-24 win over St. Francis Academy. 5-star Alabama commit Keelan Russell led the Panthers on a 5-play, 87-yard drive, capped off with a 22-yard touchdown pass to Zach Turner with just over a minute remaining. The biggest mover this week was Buford, who jumped up 7 spots to number 13 after handing Douglas County its first loss of the season with a 31-14 win. J. Sarah Catholic and Atasco Cedar were the 2 new teams to join the Max Preps Top 25. J. Sarah becomes the 4th team from the Trinity League to join the rankings and checks in at number 23. Atasco Cedar takes the final spot at 25 after beating Austin Westlake 39-21.
We've seen her with right-handed shots all night, but that time had to adjust. So far tonight, but definitely seen scoring streaks. That's something, of course, that's part of volleyball. It's what it is, but that's something we've seen a lot. So, get the full Paul minute. And that is going to send Madison Roberts to the line. We've seen Roberts be big fun.
Absolutely. She has a way about being, she's got a very nice court presence and does a great job in getting herself involved any way she can.
Different angle, going to have to get used to. Going to be a lane violation. Or two-touch. So Canton back to the line. Nice dig there by Jake. Having a little trouble getting the ball set.
Keep the hand in the downward motion. Puts it right back on the court. Things all tied up now as Canton is still on the service line.
Ooh. Well, that would be a break that we will take every day. That is Alexander. Netting one there. Of course, in basketball, netting's great. Volleyball,
not
exact
so
opposite
much.
effect. Well, it will send Cope back to the service line here. Lindsay, again, been a big contributor to this ball club. Sorry, folks, if the audio's been a little funky. Let's see if that makes it better. I do apologize. All right, so Canton with the serve. Here's Hudson. Not quite the fireball we're used to, but at least a good hard curve for the baseball reference to continue. Canton going to pick up another point here, and they will pull back into the lead for the first time since early in this set. Mabank took the lead at 4-3, had not relinquished till now. Wilkinson going to accept the serve. Got to get it across here. Good job by Wilkinson. Had two important touches during that possession. Made the most of both of them. Oh, good job by Jakeway. Oh, man.
And great job by Hudson right there with the block.
They're going to call a double touch on Canton. Huh. Don't quite agree, but that's okay. The official has final say. You don't necessarily have to agree. And this is going to be Miss Hudson up to the line. Miss hit by Canton. But able to get it across. Here's a nice set. Are they going to get it for a lift here? Yes, so they're going to call Roberts for a lift. Said she got a little too far underneath it. And that will send the libero, Peyton Goodson, back to the service line. Hudson going to receive. Here's Jakeway with the kill shot. Good shot. Canton able to make something out of it. Send back across. Roberts saves one. Jakeway sets. Smith sends it over. So it might be, All right, so they're going to say outside of the antenna there. I was just about to say we might get one of those long rallies, and then the broadcaster curse. It's once again, if I say it's going to happen, it won't happen.
Jakeway back on the service line for the Lady Panthers.
And she is stable. I'm telling you, she is one of the most stable contributors at that service line for this Mabank Panther or Lady Panther team. Definitely nice to have somebody like that can come in and be a killer back from the service line. Canton going to go back on top, though, quickly after Mabank tied it up at 17. Now Canton holding a point lead, 18-17. Hudson receives the serve. That is Woods with the send over. Good effort on the block attempt for the Lady Panthers, just not quite able to block that Huff shot. Now Canton can go up by 2, 19-17 here in the first set. Again, going to be Hudson receiving the serve, and a solid block there. Oh, excuse me. I thought it was a block. I guess not. I guess there was a violation.
Yeah, Smith right there, she was able to get it on the opposite side of the net where it hit the floor, so she was able to pick up that kill.
Man, I'm telling you, okay, I thought my eyes were getting better. I guess not. Well, there is a block. I did see that one plain as day. That was Huff. 20-18 now, Canton on top. Again, first set, and again, this is just the first game of the day for us, folks. We'll be heading over to Panther Stadium right after this for the homecoming football game as well. All right, Mabank trying to get back onto a roll. I believe that hit the ground, and it did. Perfectly done there by Lindsay Cope. And time again, when Mabank needs somebody to step up and make a play, it seems to be Cope always there.
Yeah, they have a lot of players on this team that are capable of making an impact when it matters, and it's why they're able to make every team they play keep it very competitive with them.
Close to a double touch, but not, and ends up going the Lady Panthers' way.
Yeah, the block right there from Jaden Huff just landed out of bounds there on the Panthers side. So,
sorry, didn't mean to talk over you,
no,
but we don't see a whole lot of aces, you know, so it's nice when we see one. So Mabank goes back on top, 21-20. Again, when things get into the 20s, really the tough going gets going. Cope with the rise. Little fight for it right at the net. Can't going to come out on top of the fight. So locked up, 21-all. Hudson going to have to save it from out of bounds. Henderson send it across. Little touch. That was about as well as you can do that. Allison Rickman comes flying through the air. The soft touch finds the open spot on the floor. We'll give Canton back control of the ball and send Jaden Huff to the serving line. Kind of a knuckleball serve, gets over. Here's Cope. Dug out by Canton. Miscommunication on who wants to take it, but they do get it across. Cope again, and again going to score.
This time it lands.
So we're getting into that crucial point of the set, like we talk about, JD. 22-22. Would like to go on a run here. Of course, you have to win a set by 2. And it's Roberts at the line. She serves with some heat. Going to be returned by Canton, out of bounds. Mabank separating themselves just slightly, 23-22. Again, here in the first set. Varsity competition back across the net. Oof. Perfect find there for Allison Rickman. Puts it right on the back line between a couple of Lady Panthers. Ties it back up at 23.
Yeah, 5 kills already for Miss Rickman. They haven't found her often, but when they do, she makes them count.
The next 2 well, I mean, I guess the next 2 points doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a win, but if anybody can go on a little 2-point run here, they will take this first set. We've seen Mabank be in these situations. We've seen them win, or, you know, force a couple of late sets. Saw them go to 5 with Ferris. That was a pretty good game as well. So,
and I believe in that game with Ferris, every single set they went into bonus points as well.
I do,
So,
you know what, not to say that, I do feel like I remember that. So we haven't seen them, close on these opportunities every time, but we've definitely seen them do it. They're more than capable here. But Canton going to be at the slight advantage. They will be serving. That is going to be Mallory Alexander, who opened up this ball game. Back to serve. Mabank has a little bit of miscommunication, but still able to get it across, but ends up sailing out of bounds. We'll put Canton in the power position here now, 24-23. Alexander sends. Smith with the bump. Hudson gets it across the line. Again, short setup here for Canton, but they make it work out, and Mabank's return is out of bounds. So Canton will take set number 1, 25-23. They're going to take a short break, and while they're taking a short break, we're going to take one with them. We'll be right back here with Mabank Athletics, presented by Cedar Creek Media.
Barks Environmental Services, located on 405 West Mason Street, provides customer service-driven experience that counts. They offer erosion control services such as rock filter dams and retaining walls, soil stabilization services like hydro seeding and sodding, as well as construction services such as land clearing and subdivision maintenance. Call Parks Environmental Services, the erosion control specialist, at 214-693-8056. And for any forestry mulching needs, call Right-of-Way Land Clearing at the same number. Again, that's 214-693-8056. Parks Environmental Services, putting it down to protect your ground.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Texas.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All right, JD, so 1-0. Canton took the early lead here. Again, Mabank, it's just like we talked about. Mabank scrappy, fighting back, keeping everything going. Matter of fact, really honestly held the lead for most of that first set. Just unfortunately not quite able to hold on to it there, but we are expecting more great volleyball action coming up. So with that being said, let's get off our ugly mugs and go to these ladies. Let's go.
Hey, you know, when I'm sitting here looking at these stat sheets, there's one thing that kind of sticks out for the Canton side of things. It was really mostly for Miss Allison Rickman, number 14, that picked up most of their points. When you look at the side of Mabank, it's just all over the board here. They have a great way of getting everybody that's on the court involved in playing. And so see if they can be able to neutralize Miss Rickman here in this next set, and maybe things turn around for them.
I like it. I like it.
There's your little insight.
Hey, I always love a JD insight, I'll tell you that. All right, well, Canton is going to be starting off here. It is going to be Alexander again starting off. And into the net, so Mabank going to capture. First point here of the second set. We're going to have old Bobby come over here and look at this camera. It kind of goes fuzzy every once in a while, but We'll get that fixed up for next game, folks. Sorry, it kind of goes in and out a little bit there. Canton ties it up quickly. 1-all. And that is going to send Miss Reese, that is Lily Reese, back to the service line. Run-up style serve. Going to be dug out there by Smith, set by Roberts. And, Kai Hudson. Good plan, good attack, just not quite in bounds. All right, back to it. Going to be able to play it off the net. Hudson does it and ends up out of bounds. And so after a little bit of a confusing exchange there between the two teams, Mabank is the beneficiary and picks up the point. And that will send Miss Lindsay Cope, name that everybody is fully aware of around here, to the service line, that is. Big hit there. That is a sophomore, Addison Capps. Haven't seen her in the ball game much. Can't control her first shot there.
Yeah, first attack from her. That one sails on her, so.
Got to get warmed up, you know?
Yeah.
All right, so again, Cope back to the service line, and that is a heater. That was a dart. Unable to be controlled there by Goodson for Canton. And here goes Mabank again with one of those early runs like they seem to like to go on.
At least in this one, that is.
Yeah, true, true. All right, so Cope serves again. Trouble for Goodson, but Canton able to make it work out, get across the line this time. Good recovery by them. Hudson puts it in a soft spot. Again, Canton able to recover quickly. Good return shot after the confusion. And a lift going to be called here against the Lady Panthers. So now 4-3.
We'll send the libero, number 2, Peyton Goodson, back to the service line for Canton.
Set here. Hudson has to adjust, but able to get a decent return on it. Big smash blocked there by Jakeway. And going to be a midcourt return here for Canton. Jakeway sets. A little float there. I believe that was Roberts. And called something. Couldn't quite. She put a 7
Some
up.
kind of violation there. That's what that was.
She put a 7 fingers up, and I'm not quite sure what that means. Nice recovery there by Roberts. Now sent across by Hudson. Jakeway with the bump. Smith sends over, gives Canton an opportunity. Oh, nice play by Mabank. Gonna have to get it across here. It was a good effort by Smith, but unable to get it across the line. Canton going to recapture the lead here at 5-4. Again, set number 2, Canton up 1-0. Ball comes off the net, going to be returned by Mabank. That's Capps again for Canton. Smith with the hard ball. Perfect kill right there in that back left corner. Evens it up at 5-5 and sends Miss Kai Hudson to the service line. Ooh, that was perfectly placed. Well done by Canton to get it, scoop it up off the ground there, but the return ends up in the net. So Hudson will get another chance here. Bump, set, and return for Canton. Going to be dug out by Mabank. Smith has to get it over with that third touch. Good job paying attention. Nice save here by Roberts. Oh, as we talked about, not many miscommunications here for Mabank, really, as we've seen them play. That time looked like just two people thinking the other was going for it, not quite able to get to the ball.
Yeah, that's one of those circumstances where it lands in, what'd you call it last time, no woman's land?
No woman's land, yes.
And, you're looking at your teammate like, you going to get it? Am I going to get it? You going to get it?
Well, they make up for it right there. Big kill. I believe that was number 2, Callie Smith.
Sure enough, picking up her 4th kill here this evening.
Yeah, well, we've seen her be a big part of the offense and the defense, as a matter of fact, of course, having to play both ways because you're on the court the whole time. But it seems like tonight she's been a big part of the scoring offense. Here is a set by Robert Smith again. Going to try for the kill, but they are going to get her for a lane violation. Stepped across. That's what they are going to say. So again, back and forth here in the second set. Now 7-all. Nice little pushover here by Smith this time. Canton tries the same. Mabank able to get it across the net successfully here. Say tipped, no. So I was thinking there may be a tip call there. No tip, just out. And that is going to send Busby to the service line. Hudson digs it out. Robert set. Smith, a little poke over. Turn by Canton is scooped up by the Lady Panthers. Going to be a chance. Nice play there by Smith to get it across. Had a very small window to get that ball into and does it. Unfortunately for Knott, is Canton able to capitalize on their next possession there and stick the point in. A couple of Lady Panthers not able to get to the ball. So now second serve of this collective from Miss Busby. That's going to be Henderson taking the shot. Woods gets the return. Dug out again by Henderson. And there's another violation there called on Mabank. Kind of an inchworm motion. I'm not sure. So, Henderson not able to handle that, not in correct positioning. Went off the thumb. Don't see her shaking it or anything, but that definitely was kind of a scary moment. That ball went flying right into her thumb.
Yeah, so right there, Mabank's going to need to take a timeout. Back and forth action, but Canton's found themselves on a little bit of a run here. Busby got back there on the service line, and she has stayed there from thus point. So
yeah, well, that seems to be something we've seen in our couple of games we've been here, is that Mabank starts out a set really on fire. They really seem to start out very, very quickly. Then they will allow a bit of a run, but then towards the middle portions, they tend to get it out into a lead. And then it may slip away from them late, or they may hold on. It's kind of a 50, I don't want to say 50-50, but every set is determined differently towards the end. But it seems like there is a pattern for sure to at least the first third to two-thirds of every Mabank set. Well, ladies are heading back onto the court here. It is again still Busby at the service line. 11 serving 7. Mabank going to have to get it across on this one, and does. Good job by Smith, adjusting and getting it through. Big smash. Hudson just couldn't quite get in position there to dig it out. Hard to get in front of a 100-mile-an-hour heater.
Yeah, that one, she came up from about the center of the court and had a lot of power behind that one.
Rise and
Hudson
fire.
Unable to handle that much.
So now on the 5th consecutive serve, and we're going to have a 6th as a 2-touch violation going to be called by Mabank. Remember, this was tied when Busby went to the line at 7-7. And gives us a break. Sends it a little too strong and out of bounds. And now Smith will be stepping up for the Lady Panthers for service. Going to be again from the back line and a miscommunication. I'm just telling you what, I'm never going to say anything about anything ever again. I brag on the girls that they don't have those miscommunication breakdowns. And, of course, that's the second one we've seen here on this set. Ended up between Henderson and Hudson there.
I know you say you won't say it, but, I mean, it's an accurate statement. Is usually from what we have seen, those communication errors aren't happening that much.
I can only speak to tendency. I can only speak to tendency. Well, Mabank gets a return right after. So 14-9. Wilkinson going to the service line. Strong serve, going to be dug out here by Canton. Little flip shot nobody was ready for. That is Rickman back into the ball game after seeing all the heat coming from Busby. They were not ready for the soft shot, and it works out. The lady who started it all for Canton on the service line, back there again, Addison Alexander. Ball barely clears the net, but does clear. Hudson with the kill chance, going to be dug out here by Goodson. Busby with the return shot. Wilkinson digs it out. That is Roberts. Oh, so Roberts set it up for Jakeway. It was kind of a floater. Jakeway not able to quite come down with it. That works out. Kai Hudson. The ball fall after being attempted to be blocked by a couple of Lady Eagles. 16-10. Going to be Roberts again to the service line. All her serves are always just seemingly perfect. Here is Capps going to try a left-hand return. Smith misplays, but well done by Wilkinson to get it to where somebody can get it over. And, great job of a dig there by Wilkinson. But just not quite able to get it in a returnable position. So now 17-10, and another timeout going to be called. Well, definitely been an interesting second set here. It's been fast and furious. I feel like this set has gone by rather quickly.
Yeah, this has kind of been a fast one, and, that has to be. Canton has been back there on that service line for a large majority of it. They haven't really been able to get into any of those kind of marathon sets that we're used to kind of seeing Mabank get into. It's just kind of been quick 1-2, and then it's down kind of a deal. So if you're Mabank right now, you got to figure out a way to claw yourself back in now.
Absolutely. Down by 7 points at this point, as we said, 17-10. And I can tell Coach Martin is not exactly satisfied with what she's been seeing the last couple of points, simply for the fact she normally will get out of a timeout in about 30 seconds. She is going to capitalize on the entire 1 minute here. So, again, speaking on just what we see in normal tendencies, that is a tendency breaker there for Coach Martin herself. All right, so back to it here. Canton going to be serving and pick up the point. So again, going on a bit of a run here. This is Reese again serving. Nice dig. Jakeway going to have to send it across. Set. And again, finding the soft spot, trying to play it out of the net. So Rickman, that is now twice here in this set. We've seen her just kind of go up and give the little layup there, if you would.
Yeah.
Mabank both times having trouble to return it. First time got nowhere near it. Second time at least got much closer.
You know, Rickman has done a lot of the scoring for Canton tonight, and a lot of those, she doesn't really use the power that, like, you would think from that size of a person. It's more of just those little tosses to the side where no one is that really just finds the gap and is able to capitalize on those.
I almost wonder if it's like a lulling effect, because you can see, like you said, she is a rather tall lady. You can see the athleticism in her, so I almost wonder if it's just kind of a, I'm going to hit it soft until I don't hit it soft kind of deal, kind of a little bit of acting in there with it. Ball ends up sailing out of bounds for Canton. Holding on to a 20-11 here lead now. This is going to be a Lexus Hall in to do a little serving here.
I believe this is her first time in the ball game.
Do believe as well. Strong serve. Here is a big shot. Sails too far for Riley Busby. And just to combo with what we were saying just a minute ago, it's definitely seemed as though, Rickman's kind of the I don't know, I don't want to say good cop, bad cop. That was the first thing that came to mind. She's given the softer shots, and Busby definitely coming with the heat.
Right there, a total breakdown, a little miscommunication as both of them again landed in no woman's land, and they're like, you going to get it? Either way, Lexus Hall will serve again.
And here is Caps. She's going to send a left-hander across the line. Smith going to have a chance at the kill and going to fly a little too far for her. It went south for the winner, and it was supposed to make a stop somewhere around Kansas City. You know what I mean? So this is going to be Goodson back onto the service line. Serve is up and across, set. Big shot for Hudson. It's going to be a net violation on Canton. And that will send Hudson to the service line. Serve goes from right to left. Big shot dug out there by Hudson as well from Canton. Smith returns. Here's Busby. Nice one-handed play there by Hall. Man, they're going after each other now.
For you. Right there, Smith's attack.
Oh. Goodson slides into the side wall over here, but she comes up laughing. She said she never saw the wall.
Wall came up in a minute.
Wall came up and bit her for sure. So Hudson again on a serve. Busby this time electing to just bump it across the net. Here is Smith. Her shot going to be blocked.
I believe it actually went into the net, so they're going to call that a four-touch for him.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because that can definitely be a confusing thing at times, as I'm learning here. Even if the ball hits off the arm, if it does hit inside of the net, it still doesn't necessarily count as it going over. So it could be four-touch. And that's something I'm learning from getting to sit down here at the media table now, JD, instead of way up there in the bleachers. Well,
right there, another miscommunication from Mabank.
That's exactly what I was going to say, and the lead has ballooned a bit. 23-15. Kind of a softer serve here for Canton. Going to give Jakeway a kill opportunity. And Busby going to get one right back. Nice dig out here by Hall. Roberts puts one up. Here's Smith with the kill chance, and she converts. Converts with the vert, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do know what I mean. I was a little worried there if you weren't understanding the word. No, I'm kidding. So Jakeway back onto the line. We've seen her be dominant from the line so far tonight, JD. And, they're going to waste the opportunity. as I believe that was Woods and Roberts. Just not quite able to get it off of the net after a good block attempt, and it is going to make it now set point for the Eaglettes. Busby's serve too strong, ends up sailing out of bounds. We'll put Smith now on the line. Big shot, lands in. That was number 8, Lily Reese, with the kill shot, and that's the way the set ends. So 25-17. Canton now leading 2-0. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back right after this here on Cedar Creek Media.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation: that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So, how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Texas.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All right, so Taylor Honey,
JD Bird.
I guess now that they can see us on camera, we should let them know which one of us is which. JD's the better looking one. JD's the better looking one. That's the way to keep that in mind.
You give me too much credit.
So Taylor Honey, JD Bird, here on the sidelines again. We were up in the booth before, or up in the stands. So yeah, I've got to stop moving my hand. I'm covering your face, covering my face. I'm not used to having a camera on me. I'm a radio guy at heart. You know, it's what I used to do. Definitely not anymore. Glad to be here with you folks, and glad to be here with you, JD. But again, we were up in the bleachers before, so now the fact that we're here on the sideline definitely makes things a little bit better for us. So.
Yeah, courtside, you really get that feeling.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming.
Yes, sir.
As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation: that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength.
There we go. Sorry, guys. Like I said, new system, learning everything, getting it all figured out.
Still getting it figured out.
All right, so Mabank going to start here, and that is one of the few times, not today, it's the first time we see it today, but that's one of the few times we've seen.
That is the second time we've seen that from her today.
Is it? Okay.
Very first point of the very first set, actually.
You were right.
And that's very uncharacteristic.
Hadn't seen it really
We've seen a lot of uncharacteristic things out of this team today, apparently.
And that one going to have the same fate, just a slightly different way of getting there, but does end up in the net.
Oof.
All right, so a little bit of a rough start here on this one for the Lady Panthers. 3 quick points surrendered to Canton. And again, this is, I mean, I know there's such a thing as set point, but what is this like? So this is like match, I guess, or match game, something like that. I don't know. That was a bad show. Well, not a bad show. It was a pretty good show, but it was a game show back in the, I don't know, what was it, 70s, 80s, something like that. I don't know, way before you were alive. Before I was alive, so way before you were alive. But anyway, long story short, Mabank got to win this one to keep the game going.
Yes.
Now that we took a trip, you know, here and there to get to where I was going, but we did it. Oh, how about that? Cheeky for Miss Cope.
Definitely not how you draw it up, but you'll take it nonetheless, and that is Miss Cope's first ace of the day.
So a little top spin crawls over the top of the net. Doesn't specify how it has to get over the net, just has to get there. That time, a little bit of a mishit. Came off the hand wrong. So this is Reese going to be serving now. Nice dig by Goodson for the Eaglettes. Shot for Busby, gets across the court and gets down. Not much Cope could do there. That was just pretty much in the perfect spot at the perfect time. It's kind of nice. I'm like you folks. I'm sitting here, I actually have it up on my phone on YouTube, so it's kind of like my own personal replay right here for me. It's kind of nice. That one's going to fly out of bounds. So Canton gets Mabank off the hook here, gives them a freebie. 3-5 now. And another one of the senior leaders for the Lady Panthers, Kai Hudson. She knows a thing or two about leadership. She has a pretty strong leader, or a couple of pretty strong leaders in her household. I know one of them by first name basis, so. Of course, for anybody that doesn't know, I try not to mention it much because don't want to say it or make you know, that be the point of it. But of course, Miss Kai is the daughter of head football coach and athletics director Zach Hudson here for the Mabank Panthers. So, all right, so a little back and forth going here, and just the perfect spot to find. Ends up falling in front of Madison Roberts. So Canton back out to a decent lead here at 7-3, and what could be the third and final set. Mabank, if they have anything to say about it, this will not be. But there is the potential. Busby, good shot, good dig attempt there by Cope, but just not able to get it into a playable spot for Kai Hudson.
Busby now seems to be the one taking the carry for all these kill attempts. She's got 6 kills on the day. I believe 3 of them coming here in this set.
Good looping serve by Goodson, but an even better kill attempt there on the other side. Let me see, I honestly missed it, so let me see here.
I believe it was Smith on that kill
Yes,
attempt.
it was. You see, like I said, I got replay, so I can verify. It was Smith. Well, here's Busby with the try for the Lady Eagles. Going to be 4 hits, so ball doesn't get across the net. Touched a 4th time, and that will send Jake Way back to the service line. Strong serve by her. Busby going to send back across. Couple of Lady Panthers there. Able to get it across the net. Set, smash by Caps. Good dig by Hudson, and collision between Jake Way and Roberts turns into a point for Canton. So Canton sticking right around that 4-point lead. Now 9-5, and this is going to be number 13, Kate McClendon, into serve. First, we've called her name here tonight. And, really three chances to get the ball across the line there for Mabank. Not able to do it effectively, unfortunately, on that one. That will open up the lead to 5 now for Canton. Hudson, good job to readjust. Good job by Goodson to get her hands on it, and ball flies out. Canton calling for the tip, but they say no. Again, watching back the replay here, I didn't see a trajectory change, but I was going to say, but then again, I'm wearing green, but I guess everybody's in green here tonight. Here is a set. Again, we've seen that multiple times tonight. Canton not able to get the set up high enough for their high flyers. That last opportunity they are, of course. Slam it right down, but we've seen it a few times from Mallory Alexander. She is the setter for this Canton team, but seems like she's maybe afraid to send it up too high. Maybe she had a problem before of setting them up too high, so maybe she made an adjustment down. I don't know, but I've seen it be a problem here tonight for them. Of course, Eaglette's hitters have done a good job of doing whatever they needed to do no matter where the set was. Here is a good set. Good smash. Oh. Well, it looked good off the fingertips, but it just kept on sailing there on Smith.
Yeah, right there. Too much underneath it, not enough on top of it, and it will sail on you.
Well, like I keep saying, and I keep mentioning it because I'm telling you, we're super excited to be down here on the sidelines, but we're close enough that we can hear the wind coming off of the volleyballs now. So it sounded great off the hand, just not quite in perfect positioning there. But Canton will give up a point, sending it too far out. We'll give the Lady Panthers back possession here, and it's going to be Wilkinson with the serve. Set. They're going to call a two-touch. I actually saw that happen that time, so hands weren't quite even there for Alexander. Bounces off the left hand, tips off the right hand, goes backwards. It's actually what made it go backwards. Dig attempt, no good there for Kate McClendon. So Mabank going on one of their little runs that we were talking about. Usually towards these middle parts of the set, they go on a good run. 12-9 now.
They do have a great ability to get themselves back into a game.
Here's a big hit, and good for Reese. Can't place that one in a better spot as it lands right on the edge of that back line. Just enough to keep it in. We'll send Huff, the senior middle blocker, back to serve. Strong serve, lands in. Right at the same positioning, just a little bit to the right. But same thing, flirting on that back line. 14-9, Huff again. Gonna try the same thing, this time a little too strong. So here is Roberts again, going to go back to the serving line for your Lady Panthers. Again, Canton on top, 2-0 right now. So Mabank got to get back into this third set and win it to keep the match going. And that's not going to help things as Canton again going to put one of their little float shots, and that again was Rickman on the little floater. 15-10, Alexander. Smith with the dig out, set by Roberts, and they're going to call her for a or a lift, excuse me. They're going to get her for a lift. And Coach Martin does not necessarily look the happiest I've ever seen her.
Yeah, you know, talked about it a couple of times, seeing a lot of very uncharacteristic things here tonight. And there's something that is usually characteristic. Kai Hudson with the big smash. But we've seen a lot of things that are kind of uncharacteristic for this team tonight. And, you know, maybe that's where some of that frustration's coming from.
It is going to send Cope to the serving line here. Kind of a little poke over. Normally she's got a little more mustard than that. And again, and Rickman, even when she turned around to look at her teammates, kind of gave that look like, really? They're not going to guard that? She knows at this point, it seems she has it whenever she wants it.
Yeah, she's got 10 kills so far between all of these games. So she is most definitely on a roll.
So Reese that time hits a shot over at Cope that she is not able to handle. And Reese again going to serve. Cope this time able to handle it. Ball is set for Smith. Smith sends it across. There's a high set. Ends up out of bounds. Oh no, they're going to say touched by the Lady Panthers. So it was a good exchange there. And that was, I believe, number 8, Lily Reese, who is back serving, coming up with the kill. Wilkinson going to dig out the serve. Hudson, smash, blocked. Rickman in the perfect spot. Or no, excuse me. Fell in front of the net. I apologize. So Mabank picks up the point, and Hudson going back to serve. Canton, a little out of position, but able to get a good shot across the line.
Trying to catch him off guard there, and they do, is Roberts with the little send over.
Says, well, anything you can do, I can do cheeky too. So Hudson again to serve. Good dig here by the Eaglettes. Man, that was a see, so lane violation, but what I was going to say is Allison Rickman, that might be the highest we've seen her elevate tonight. I mean, numbers. Her numbers were above the net there that time, it looked like. Looked like she was floating. So ball hit to Jakeway on the serve. Smith going to return across the line. Goodson with the set. Busby, kill. Falls in. Called for the tip, but I believe it landed in and was tipped, so good either way. Goodson now with the serve. Hudson going to receive. Smith lines up and in. Back corner shot. Just how you draw it up there, JD.
For sure on that one. Smith with her 13th kill attempt, and she is successful on 7 of those.
Well, stop me if you've heard this. Jakeway back to the line, and she has been a force serving the ball throughout the season, not just tonight. Big hit there by Jaden Huff. Attempted to be blocked by the Lady Panthers, but not able to. Falls to the ground. Now 22-14. Canton only 3 points away from sweeping this thing. So Mabank going to have to get on a run and get on a run here quickly to extend it out to a 4th set. Oof.
That one right there, she gets away from Cope.
Yeah, I got away. That was off the serve. Ends up floating a little strong, goes over the net and out of bounds. Now this is McClendon on the serve again. Strong hit, goes out of bounds. Just a little too much from the Lady Panthers that time. Didn't quite see who it was, apologize. Trying to get back again, trying to look at my replay.
That was Smith.
Okay.
Smith sailing on that one.
Hey, good job there by Cope. Nice try by Mabank. Just try and send one over. Ball ends up flying out of bounds for Canton. But Mabank's still not happy with the positioning. Here is going to be Smith, the machine, as I like to call her. Very machine-like on the serve. For anybody that hadn't been here before, that's why I call her the machine. Unfortunately, this camera doesn't have quite wide enough of an angle that you can really, really see it. Nice soft shot there for Mabank. Goodson going to do a good job of being able to get it returned on the third hit for Canton. Mabank has to just send something across. Canton with the return. Now here's one of those longer volleys we were talking about. Haven't seen many of these tonight. Alexander sets. And good recovery here by Mabank, keeping it going. Got a little squirrely on them, but they're keeping things going and end up capitalizing for it as Huff, too strong, ball hits right in front of the coaches there on the Mabank sideline.
So Smith going to keep the serve here as they try to claw their way back into this one.
Canton's going to have a little trouble and just able to get it across the net. Fantastic job there by the Eaglettes. Here's a set and a smash out of bounds for Busby.
For Miss Riley Busby tonight, as many attempts as she's had, she's got as many kills as she does errors. So something to keep in mind.
Something to definitely even it out there. Is Canton going to pick up a set point? Man, I'm telling you, that happened so fast, didn't even realize. So that was set, game, match point there. So Lady Panthers going to go down 3-0. So, you know, you never want to lose on homecoming. That's always unfortunate. But the great thing about homecoming is that now the game is over and you got some festivities. They've got other things to look forward to this weekend. So, yeah, of course, puts a little damper on it. You can't win the game. But at the end of the day, you have fun. You're playing out here with your friends, your teammates, and it's homecoming. So you're going to have a great week no matter what. It's already been a great week, going to continue into a great weekend. And you got to entertain the masses. And let's also put this out there, that the first ever Cedar Creek Media and Mabank Athletics combo platter put on YouTube was a volleyball game.
So, was a volleyball game.
Again, volleyball coverage has not really been done around here in these parts, not via terrestrial radio, via YouTube, really anything. You've always had to have some kind of subscription service if you're going to see it, but there's no broadcast with it. So me and JD again, we're here, and let me tell you what, there you go, look, here we go. So me and JD again here, just appreciate you all again for being a part of this first broadcast with us. We do appreciate you all for being here. And don't forget, we're going to be heading right over there to Panther Stadium here momentarily, setting up, and we will have the Panther football game for you as well. So, again, thank you for being a part of the first official broadcast for Cedar Creek Media on YouTube. We do appreciate you all, and we will see you all soon. We'll talk to you in just about, here in about an hour. So here in about an hour, we'll be back on. Keep checking back right about 7 o'clock. We'll see you then. Until then, we'll see you. I said see you about 10 times, JD.